I'm Sean, so this is my wife, Lauren. My aunt had been contacted by you guys, and then they called my mom, and my mom called me. It seemed just surreal at the moment, but I think in that moment I already knew that I was going to. I knew I was going to say yes, and so...
I mean, I was surprised. I don't think he got out the full sentence before I said yes. Even him saying, this is a sibling group of 8, as yes. We want to do what the Lord wants us to do. And to me, this was just an opportunity that presented itself. And Sean has a sister. I grew up with my siblings. We're very close with our siblings. And I couldn't imagine already going through a hard time and then not being able to stay with my siblings. And so that really just kind of touched a heartstring for me personally.
So 30 Days to Family comes on at the beginning of a case when a child enters foster care after being removed from their biological home for abuse and neglect reasons. We are compliant with federal laws to search for family relatives. We build a family tree and identify 80 maternal and paternal relatives in order to see if they are safe and appropriate to become licensed foster care so that the youth may be placed with them.
So my job is to locate family and relatives of kids who just entered into foster care. So my main goal is to find placements for those kids to remain in their familial unit. Yeah, so this was definitely my largest sibling group I've worked with in this role. So the ages ranged from 14 years old down to 1-year-old. There's 8 kids. So Sean and the mom of these kids are second cousins, but they had never met each other before, and they didn't even know each other existed. So mom was in foster care herself growing up, and so she lost contact a lot with her bio family, which is why a lot of family I called didn't even know she or these kids existed. And so that was another thing that Sean took on, was he's taking in all of these kids that he's never met, but they're family.
Jara came out just a day after that and sat with us at our dining room table and talked with us about each kiddo and just the situation, and really stressed to us what an undertaking it would be, but then also followed up with, we're here to help you. And that was huge because we have a good support system on our own, but we were tripling our household overnight. So
We never felt alone.
Right.
You guys were there with us right away and got us everything that we needed. So we were very thankful for that.
Once we find placement for the youth, we can then utilize our Sammy's window to get beds and clothing, hygiene. We have diapers and wipes and socks and underwear. This allows for the placement to be made quickly so that the kids are not displaced longer than they need to be.
At this time, the kids have all been reunified with their parents, and so they are at home, which is just incredible.
From the beginning, we just wanted to stand in the gap. We wanted to just be there and support this family that was going through a hard time until they could be together again on their own. People have said that's a really awesome thing you did, and that's great, but it was amazing for us. It changed our lives. It impacted us just as much as it did the kids.
There are more and more children coming into foster care and less homes for them to be housed in. We need family members to step up to the plate when their relatives come into care. Placing with family is more likely to support the reunification of the biological parents.